And welcome back to a very different version of Top Entrepreneur. This is Top Entrepreneur Light or Top Entrepreneur Young. But nevertheless, this is a segment of our show when our panel of experts gets to talk to our contestants and ask them pointed business questions. Now, you might be wondering, we have a new expert here. Very seldom do I get to introduce Hank Stoltz because usually I'm on one of his shows, whether it's a radio show, whether it's one of his several TV shows. He's even been in a movie. Hank, welcome to Top Entrepreneur.
John, thank you very much. Great to be here.
Great. Hank, tell us your questions to our panelists.
Well, first, I just want to say how well, absolutely, because I mean they look terrific. I mean the visual presentation. If either of you guys came walking into an office, I think you have that confidence about you that people want to do business with you. Carlo, how do you get some of the people who are now advertising with you through this? What's your cold call? If I was one of the businesses and you're on the other end of the phone, what are you saying to me to get me to pony up my dough?
Well, I actually don't cold call businesses. I feel like that's, if they haven't seen the site before, they really won't know what it is. So I email all the businesses. I basically just introduce myself, tell them what I do. I give them a quick few bullet points about, the site. Donate a product. I run a contest for you. You get more exposure for your company through social media. And I tell them some of the past companies who have sponsored, big companies. Flip Video has sponsored. Keurig, coffee.
Are they back again this year? How many people have you retained from last year to this year?
A few. I mean, I haven't gone through to look, but I know we have a few audio companies that are back. AudioEngine.com, Lapdog.com. They make laptop desks.
The ones who didn't come back, why not?
Some of them for Flip Video, they got bought out by Cisco, so I just haven't heard back from them really.
Seems like a great way to get free stuff, if you ask me. Mike, let me ask you a little bit, because it seems as if you're at the right place at the right time. Everybody is talking about green, but how do you go out and make, I'm sitting at home, and I mean, I can't be bothered to fix that stoop for the last 3 years. Yeah. Why am I suddenly going to become Mr. Green in my home?
Because the reason essentially is that I like to think that I am in the right place at the right time. I think I found my niche. Basically, the reason why you want to do that is because essentially it will save you money. Fixing your insulation levels in your house for a very minimal front end, you're receiving a long return on investment. And when we do our inspections and audits and things like that, we actually allow them, we bullet what's going to give you the largest return on investment. And I have a professional affiliation with plumbers, HVAC guys, and other
That's how you're making
contractors. Money? Both. On the inspections, and then we try to gear towards pushing through work to other vendors that I've worked with because I feel confident in their work.
You've been in business a year now. What's the
yes, sir.
What's it like? What's the feedback like?
The feedback is good. It's I've noticed that through the more media exposure that things are starting to get through the current stimulus bill. There's been a flood of money throughout every state in the United States. There's energy efficiency mortgages that were just released last year. I mean, there's many
position to grab some of that. Yeah.
So that's what we're going to be chasing this year and the year ahead.
Okay, I'd like to. I wondered if you're using any testimonials.
Yes.
First of all, I think your product is great, and I think the concept is great, but I suspect that there's going to be a great story to tell when someone is happy with the results. So what are you doing with that?
On my website, there are a couple of news feeds that we were actually, there was an energy auditor that's a very close counterpart of mine. He was just featured on Chronicle. So I'd love for you guys to take a look at that.
Great.
And it actually defines like a homeowner who was heating with just pot kettles, little space units. Right. And the carbon monoxide levels were so high that she was actually
Mike, interrupt you there, but another question. What have you done to really promote this beyond the word of mouth that you're using and your website?
Gaining contact through contractors who are going to be going in to do work on homes and just giving them the heads up saying, this is an added feature to that. Sell this to your clients if they need it. Okay,
Carl, I was wondering, I think it's a great product, great idea. I'm wondering how you are promoting this beyond the Twitter. You've got 6,600 members or fans on your Twitter right now. But beyond that, assuming that folks are seeing that, what are you doing?
Well, I just want to make sure you guys understand the other portion of the site. The contestants who come to the site and I actually give away the product of the day. So they come to the site, they visit the sponsor, then they comment on the contest.
To go to the sponsor's website?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Then you come back to mine, comment on the contest, and then you can also spread the contest through social media to earn more entries.
Okay, I see it now. I didn't get that before.
With that added bonus, plus I have over 2,000 people come to the site a day, just through search engines, stuff like that.
Have you actually recorded or have you received feedback from folks that have been on your site that have actually increased their business?
Companies, yes.
Bottom line
there's a
impact.
testimonials page.
I saw that.
Yes, there's a testimonials page with tons of companies who are praising the site, saying they got more followers, some more sales.
Good stuff.
So.
Good stuff.
Great. Both of you incorporated?
I'm not, no.
I'm LLC.
You're an LLC.
Yes,
Okay, and you're not.
No.
On your pricing models, you have a very interesting pricing model, Carl, where every day costs more, or during the year costs more for a sponsor to buy that day. It's an interesting model, and I would have thought it would have been a little bit restrictive in the sense that people would want to get in the beginning of the year, and then they wouldn't want to buy any days in the expensive end of the year. First of all, talk about that if you can very quickly, and also, do you have any other sources of revenue?
Well, the model I actually adopted from a guy named Jason Sadler. He runs iwearyourshirt.com, where he wears companies' T-shirts every day.
Yep.
So I adopted that model.
Which has got national exposure.
Exactly.
Great deal of national exposure.
So I took his model and made it $1.50 a day. So that's how the payment works.
Maybe I'm still not getting it because I had the same thought. I'm thinking, boy, I'm not buying in December.
Right?
Yeah. So right now the site's growing. I'm getting more media attention, and the site's actually growing faster than it has been. For months.
Who's doing your videos now on the site?
I do. I do all the videos. I do the pictures. I write the content. So I do all that stuff. But in December, when it's $500 a day, the site. I expect the site to be large enough so that you're getting. You're getting. And besides, $500 for people writing content, making videos for your site, people commenting about your products. It's well worth it.
Great. Folks, you've probably noticed that there's a great age divide between those folks
Thank you.
and us folks over here. And interesting, so much of the discussion has been about social media and not the traditional media.
Yeah.
And our panel of experts will be back in just a moment to give their expert advice to us young people on this side of the table when Top Entrepreneur continues.